Hello and welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up. I'm Rich Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up comedy so you can be a better comedian. Do you like the new background, the new setup? This is another room in my house. I used to use this for photography. It's all pinup. Uh, Antonio Vargas, all these great people. But this is just a one-off. Just like this advice I'm going to give you. I want you to try out an experiment. I was talking with this comic last night from Seattle. Great guy. He's only been doing it since October, but he's getting up like 3 times a night out in Seattle. It's mind-blowing. And he's keeping track of each of his sets, which I think is great. I never had the discipline to do that, but he's writing all the time. He's recording all his sets. I watched his video, and he's new. And he's doing a lot of the things that new comics do. And one of the hardest things to switch or to change or to fix is to get comics to not sound like comedians on stage. When we sit down to write or we go and perform, we're replicating what we've seen. So he's not doing anybody else's act or their persona or anything, not their cadence, but he sounds like what you would think a comedian sounds like. Here's what he said after I gave him some advice. He goes, all right, I'm going to an open mic now. What do you suggest? And instead of saying, well, do this little adjustment or this that we talked about, I said, I want you to go up there and try something that will free you up. As comics, we're afraid of bombing. We're afraid of the silence. And we're very needy for that laughter. So try this out yourself. Go to an open mic that's 3 to 5 minutes so you don't have to try this for too long. And you only have to do it once. You can do it plenty of times. It'll help you grow stronger. Go up there and just vent out all your fears. Non-stop. Just keep talking the whole time. Everything you're afraid about. And this is the one time that I will suggest that you go fast. Don't try to think about it. Don't try to craft it into jokes. That will happen naturally, but let your subconscious just speak directly into the microphone. Talk about things in very specific ways. So I want you to talk about your fears like this. And I thought I'm worried that I'm too old to make it as a stand-up comic or to find love again or to ever reach my potential. I haven't tried playing the oboe. Maybe I would have been great at that, but I didn't start early enough, and now I'll forever be without an oboe. Do you see what I mean? Or you could do it about the first time you got dumped or unrequited love. That guy or girl you just were pining for in high school or college or young adulthood, and go through the arguments on stage that you had with an ex-lover. I hate saying lover, but talk about something you are passionate about that you love. Don't worry about the crowd's reaction at all. Just go up there and pour it all out without having written it down. You can do an alternate version. I had a comic do this many years ago in LA at the Ha Ha Cafe. I would have her write down stream of consciousness, anything that came into her head, and then she would read it on stage. And she was brand new, and she was getting applause breaks. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for you, but people were like, wow, this is so different. I did not expect this. And they were like run-on sentences, and she would just go up, and the crowd would tell her when to pause. But I would push her, just keep going. Don't even let them interfere with it in that way. This will do a number of things for you. You'll no longer, maybe not no longer, but you'll fear bombing way less. This is a one-time deal, but you'll be able to face your fear of getting a bad reaction. You'll also, you should definitely tape this. Definitely tape this because you're going to want to watch it back. You're also going to not sound like a comic when you're up there because you're just speaking extemporaneously. It's not rehearsed. It's not set up, punch, set up, punch. You're not waiting on the audience for anything. You're not doing segues. You're not asking the crowd. So everybody here, we're all familiar with Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, you don't need that in your act. It's going to free you up. You're going to be less afraid or not afraid at all anymore of bombing. It's going to break you from that habit of trying to be a comedian instead of just being an elevated version of yourself. And it's going to open up a whole bunch of different things in your mind of what's possible for stand-up. I remember one time I did an experiment like this where I saw that the comics were trying so hard to get laughs, and it was kind of a rough room. So I went on stage and I just made this up on the spot. I said, everybody wants a response from you. Here's what I want from you. I'm going to do this experiment. I'm going to time it. I want everybody to be perfectly quiet for 1 minute. And if anybody makes a sound or starts talking or laughing, I'm going to reset the clock. So I start doing it. There's about 50 people in this tightly packed venue. And sure enough, 10 seconds in, someone drops a glass. That's not an accident. People get uncomfortable with that tension. So I was letting the tension build up. And I go, all right, we're starting it again, and go. Quiet. Someone starts to giggle. I go, all right, we got to start it again. I was creating this tension with them, and this is a one-off thing that I did. I should probably do it again, but I kept restarting. I had to restart probably 4 times until finally I got about 35 to 40 seconds in, and a guy in the back gets up and starts yelling at me. I didn't come to see this. I came to see material. This is unprofessional. He starts storming out and he's dragging his 2 friends with him. And as he's going down the stairwell, and everybody else is shocked. They're just quiet. And he goes, I'm going to go to your website and I'm going to write a bunch of bad stuff. This whole spectacle happened because he was uncomfortable for that 1 minute that kept repeating. But as soon as he got out of the room, I go, all right, you're all off the hook. The laugh was so huge. It was astounding. And I said, do you see how uncomfortable we are as human beings just being together and being quiet and soaking things in? He's going to go to this website of mine that doesn't even exist to write nasty stuff. I tell you what, after that set, I got more compliments from people. And at the time I had a convertible Mercedes. I was doing really well, but I started taking the bus because I wanted to have different experiences. So I'm walking to the bus stop that night, and I run into him. I think it was Pink's, the hot dog place. And he comes up to me, bro, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did. I said, it's okay, man. I get it. It's totally fine. And I explained to him what happened afterwards. I'm like, that actually, it wound up being a really exciting moment because you freaked out like that. I guarantee you, regardless of how it goes, if you try this one time, and I'm sure 3 minutes, that's nothing. 5 minutes, that's nothing. To just pour your heart out. You're going to feel so invigorated afterward because you risked something. You took a chance. This whole thing that we're doing is a risk and taking a chance. You could easily go up there and bomb with the same 3 to 5 minutes that you've been doing for 2 years at these open mics. So try it one time. Give it a shot. There was something else that it does. I'm trying to remember. It's on the tip of my tongue, but oh, this is it. You'll be adding passion to what you're saying. Because it's not something that you memorized or something that was written out and will sound written, bring yourself into those moments if you're talking about fear, or you're talking about heartache, or you're talking about your unique joy for, I don't know, squishmallows, or whatever it is that you like, you weirdo. Really, don't just speak the words. Feel them. Let all the emotions come out. Be raw. Be vulnerable. And then I want you to let me know how it turned out. All right? Come back to this video and write out in the comments, not for engagement, just because I want to know. I want to know if this worked for you. And for some of you, you may go, this was the worst thing in the world. Now everybody thinks I'm a kook. All right. Was your career so big that now it's been toppled? I don't think so. I think anybody doing this, imagine, I'm trying to think of a big comic now, Stavros doing that one night. He just had a special come out. Or Nick Mullen. If they just went up for 10 minutes and ranted about their fears without any jokes, the jokes just started to come as they were talking, your mind would be blown. So do it now before they do. Give it a shot. Take a chance on yourself. That's it. I make a video every day, 7 days a week. 11 Eastern? Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I hope you liked my little background for today. Huh?